So made in Italy, Gucci, 80% come from Chinese factory.
Your LED sign with factory price in China. Who doesn't like a shiny gold LED sign?
Seriously.
I'll tell you 30 luxury brands. Some
30?
of their products are made in China.
This Birkin bag at Hermes Boutique will cost you 38,000 USD. But what is the
$38,000? Can you put wheels on that thing and a steering wheel and I can drive it down the street? Over the last few days, people have been talking about the effects of Trump's tariffs on China. And apparently, some Chinese factory workers or small business owners have been sharing and exposing Western luxury brands for making their products in China and then putting labels on them saying that they were made in Italy or Spain or France and stuff like that, or even in America, and then making their products for so cheap, making them for $5 in China, then shipping them to a different country, slapping their logo on it, and then selling it for thousands of dollars to Americans, even though they use the same materials. So let's try to understand this a little bit more and look at some examples of this. Please make sure that you are subscribed to my channel.
You're made in Italy, Gucci, 80% come from Chinese factory. They just add the logo in Europe to make you pay the price of 10 times. Close your eyes. If your hammer says made in China, does it feel cheaper? No, that's no quality issue. It's luxury brand washing. Fun fact. The hand stitching your product.
Wait, I'm so sorry, I have to interrupt. It just reminds me of those TikTok videos that people were making where they record the nature with a little text that says, buy Chinese products, they are really high quality. And then they tap the screen and it accidentally turns to the face camera and it shows a Chinese person. It's just funny because they're the ones who are doing the propaganda being like, no, these are great products, Chinese products, they're not cheap. Please, please buy directly from us. We need your business.
42% are Chinese artisans. We don't do cheap. We do underrated luxury. Why pay 2,000 euro for Parisian air? Same leather, same craft, just without the European fairy tale facts. Be a luxury rebel. You can shop on Chinese platforms such as Taobao, 1688, Tianmao, Jingdong. You can even go directly to Guangzhou, Yiwu, Quanzhou, Wenzhou to buy. Don't know how to buy, how to pay, or arrange delivery? Just PM me. GoNest to provide free shopping guidance and shipping services for you.
So some people are saying that potentially this looks like they are desperate, but other people are just saying that they're exposing the fact that their products are not cheap and they are high quality. I don't know what this guy's name is, but he has been exposing these luxury brands left and right. His videos are just going super viral.
Some say as long as there's a tag saying made in China, the bag can never be luxury. However, in fact, more than 80% of the luxury bags in the world are made in China. But those luxury brands just won't acknowledge that. They take almost finished bags from China factories back to their own factories and just do the repackaging and logo installing.
So they just put it in a new box. They add a little card to it and, you know, they put their logo on it and they're like, here you go. This was made in Italy. What do you guys think of this? Because to me, it almost seems like they're not really exposing anything because Americans are smart enough to know that most of the value of these brands come from their name. And that is why people wear them, just so they can show that they spent a lot of money on something because it makes them think that they look rich or that other people are going to think that they look rich. And so that is why they spend the money on it, just because it costs a lot of money. But we're not completely incompetent to know that we could probably get the same quality of shirt at Walmart or just 100% cotton shirt, but people they like the logo on it because they think it makes them look wealthier. But even though it is the same product and it's the same quality, people are still going to want to buy into the brands because it makes them look and feel wealthier. They like to spend that amount of money. And so even if all of these Chinese factories prove that their products are just as high quality, they don't have that brand.
This Birkin bag at Hermes Boutique will cost you 38,000 USD. But what is the
$38,000? Can you put wheels on that thing and a steering wheel and I can drive it down the street? That thing is so expensive.
Real cost out of the factory. Today,
But again, people like to spend that amount of money.
I'm going to break it down in front of you, step by step.
Oh, imagine he just started breaking it down and doing some like cool Chinese dance move. That'd be awesome.
First thing first, Hermes only use the leathers from the 3 top-level suppliers. One is called Muti from Italy. The second is Weinheim from Germany. And the third is Haas from France. One piece of Togo leather, the same leather as this one, will cost 450 USD. And one piece of the leather is only enough to make one Birkin, okay? The thread. And of course, for Hermes Birkin, the thread is also the best top level. It's called Fil au Chinois from France.
Wow.
This is actually the Rolls Royce in thread.
I mean, let's give credit where credit is due. They are incredibly hardworking people. It seems like they work long hours and they are very, very intelligent. They are innovative. They come up with a lot of new technologies. I always think about what Peter Thiel said. He says like the whole world is scared that China will become the #1 country in the world, but China is the only country who is afraid that they're not going to. And I personally, it does seem a little bit panicked in my opinion. What do you guys think?
For each bag, the cost is 25 USD. And then the hardware. See, this hardware is called 316 hardware. It's also known as the ocean stainless steel because it can withstand the erosion of seawater. It's the best stainless steel. For one piece of bag, the hardware will cost 150 USD. The edge oil. This edge oil is imported from Italy. It's called Heat Seal
He's smart.
edge oil. For
He's
each bag,
good.
it will cost.
I mean, this guy knows his craft.
Lining. It used lambskin imported from France. For each bag, the cost will be 100 USD. And also inside, there is a zipper from Riri brand. And the zipper for one bag is 10 USD. And then the cost of human resource. The French artisans is much more expensive than Chinese artisans. To finish one bag, the human resource cost will be 600 USD.
Dang.
Package. Now this is not that expensive. It's 10 USD. So now to sum those up, the total cost will be 1,400 USD for one Birkin out of factory. But why Hermes will charge you 38,000 USD for one bag? That's because more than 90% of the price is paid for its logo. But if you do not care about the logo, you just want the same quality.
But the thing is people do care. They do care about the logo. That's why I think Tony the light guy, he's gonna be okay because he has the brand. And he also makes it so other people can brand themselves. And so I do agree with you guys when we say that we should protect Tony at all costs. Tony, the light guy, he's going to be just fine. He's our light guy, you know? But for these other people, we've never seen them before. And they're saying, well, if you don't care about the brand, then buy from us. But we like the brand because we trust them. And we're going to have to build trust with other people, I guess. And so it seems like that's what they're trying to do. He's back at it, guys. He's not giving up.
Do you recognize this style, this bag? Of course you do. For the past more than
I don't know. I've never been somebody who buys designer stuff. In my opinion, people who are super into designer stuff, they try harder to look rich than actually just like being wealthy, you know? In some cases, not in all cases.
years, we have been the OEM factory for most of the luxury brands around the world. Gucci, Prada, Coach, Louis Vuitton, you name it. But for this, I am not proud because we were only making our wages. The profit margin for the people who are actually making the bags are very low. What I'm really proud of
Exposed. All of these companies, they're not even giving them any of the profits. They're like, okay, you worked 100 hours today. I know that that's not possible, but pretty much. We're going to give you $2. And then they're making these gigantic, they have these huge margins. Wow. I mean, that's what you get when you build a really credible brand, you know?
off is that first, we have the best quality control. Two, we have the best craftsmanship. You know, Chinese craftsmen are always intelligent and diligent. Three, we have the most complete supply chain.
You know what this could do is maybe increase the competition against other American companies, because now if people are finding out that they could put a logo on these purses that is the same quality, same purse about as a Gucci bag, but then they could label it as a Lulu bag, and then they build that brand, maybe it could cause some competition. People are being exposed over here, guys.
I will tell you 30 luxury brands. Some
30?
of their products are made in China. Ralph Lauren, Armani,
No.
Nike,
Armani?
Dior,
Dior.
Lululemon, Apple,
Lululemon.
Michael Kors, Coach,
Michael.
Calvin Klein, Prada,
Prada.
Balmain, Swarovski, Adidas, the North Face,
Adidas.
Rimowa.
The North Face. How are you even going to call yourself the North Face? You can be the China Face. This is what you are.
Levi's, Burberry, Versace, Chanel, Cadence,
Versace.
Ferragamo, Timberland, Yves Saint Laurent.
It almost makes you question when you hear those songs, Versace, Versace, Versace. It kind of doesn't mean anything anymore. Overpriced, overpriced, overpriced.
Victoria's Secret, Puma, Uniqlo, Disney, Max Mara, Givenchy. The producing cost is only 1/10 of its price. Can you believe it?
No.
Hello, Helen, your business advisor in China.
I still feel like we already knew this. We already knew that people are paying way too much for Balenciaga slippers or red bottom heels. We know that their material is not that great. One time I saw this hilarious video of these people walking through a mall in Las Vegas, I think, or at the Caesars Palace, and they took these shoes from Walmart or some store like that, and they put them underneath the lights, and they separated them from everything else and just packaged it correctly. And then they were asking people walking by what they thought of the shoe, and they're like, yes, the quality, the stitching, it's just so nice. But it was literally just a Walmart shoe. And so we know that the quality difference isn't that big. People buy into the brand just because people like when other people see them having expensive
You know
stuff.
who is producing high quality accessories for those luxury brands like Chanel, Estee Lauder, L'Oreal?
You're saying you're the supplier behind all these beauty accessories for those big luxury brands? La Prada, MAC, Chanel, Bobbi Brown, and even Rosewood Hotel.
Exposed. Exposed.
That's why we can also make
They're done. They're done. Now everybody's going to be walking around with no brands.
order Royston. Yeah, the comb like 20,000 pieces, one
like,
color.
now show me your factory. Show me the production line.
Here, this is our cutting room. So you can see the machine, here color clip, and the here
Wow.
comb there. After cutting, we can take the color clips out.
I mean, these are so cool. These factories are amazing. Nobody does it like China does it. And again, they are incredibly talented and in many ways irreplaceable. They have changed the world and invented many amazing things. I mean, guys, this is just sad that we have a made in the USA sign that is literally made in China. Is it true that before, back in the good old days, that at Walmart, most of the products were American made, or that Walmart prided themselves in selling American made things? Wouldn't it be crazy to go back to something like that? I mean, heck, even the Trump 2024 signs were being made in China. That's pretty wild, okay?
And white banners declaring
It seems like little did they know they were rooting for their own destruction in some ways.
What I'm making here now is the Trump banner. I know that he's the U.S. president. Every day we must produce over 1,000 of this.
I don't know.
We already made so many batches of them.
1,000?
The banners highlight a paradox in China-U.S. relations under the current Trump administration. At about $1 a piece, even the suppliers to the Trump campaign can't resist the low price. The factory also made banners for his 2016 campaign and said its business has been great since then.
I personally feel like there is a huge overconsumption problem in our country. We buy a ton of junk. And I'm not saying that Chinese stuff is junk or anything anywhere is junk. I'm just saying that in general, we buy so much stuff that we don't need, and we compile so much trash, just like a ton of trash. And our houses become filled with things so so quickly. I mean, just think about going to a fast food restaurant. They're going to hand you a fork and spoon and a bunch of napkins and all of these packaging and wrapper things that we just throw away, or boxes. And when you buy one thing, they add a bunch of other little things that come along with it to make it seem like it's a better deal. But then you have just a bunch of stuff sitting around that you never use. And so even if things were more expensive, I think that people would be more serious about the things that they want to buy, and they wouldn't just overconsume. They would buy what is necessary and then hopefully not have a bunch of junk around. I don't know if anybody else feels like that. Do you guys feel like that? Please? Anybody, please? But don't worry, guys. Tony the Light Guy is here to stay.
Your LED sign with factory price in China. Who doesn't like a shiny gold LED
I mean,
sign?
seriously.
The combination of acrylic and metal makes your logo look more luxurious. Our LED sign is C and UL certification, and we offer 3 years warranty for it. The DHL or FedEx will deliver it to you.
This is a product that is incredibly unique. I don't know where else in the world you would be able to get a light that is 3D like that. What Tony is doing is very innovative. And so I do think that companies like that are going to stay in business and thrive. And I also think that Donald Trump being in office is what is best for the entire world and for the betterment of China as well. Please make sure that you are subscribed. I will see you next time. Thanks. Bye.